The movie opens in an underground fight club, where a guy named Carter dominates the ring, winning match after match. A woman named Frankie enters the bar, looking for Carter to hire him as a bouncer for her bar. She's impressed when he knocks out his opponent, winning his 6th fight in a row. The referee announces that whoever beats Carter in the next round will win all the money in the night's piggy bank. A guy in a hoodie volunteers and steps into the ring, but when he pulls the hoodie off, Carter's attitude changes instantly. He's not about to fight this guy, because it's the legendary Dalton. The ref tries to tempt him with the prize money, but Carter just bails, leaving Dalton with all the winnings. Watching from the crowd, Frankie realizes this badass motherfucker is exactly who she's been looking for. As Dalton heads to his car, he's stopped by a guy who lost money betting against him. The guy stabs Dalton, but Dalton calmly asks,
"You sure you thought this all the way through?"
The man gets nervous and runs off, leaving his knife behind like a parting gift.
Where you going? You gonna take your knife?
While Dalton is tending to his wound, Frankie approaches.
Do you need an ambulance or something?
Nope.
You know you got a big-ass knife sticking out of you?
She's impressed by how he managed to win all that money without even fighting. She admits it took her a minute to recognize him. As they talk, he patches himself up, shocking her with how casually he handles it.
Wow, it seems like you do this a lot.
She tells him she owns a roadhouse, a place that used to be decent, but has recently gone downhill after attracting the wrong crowd. The police won't do anything, so she originally planned to hire Carter to help clean it up.
A friend of mine suggested I come talk to some guy named Carter Ford.
Carter seems good with his hands.
No, you'd be better.
But now she sees Dalton as the best option. She offers him $5 grand a week for the job, but he turns her down.
Try Carter.
Before leaving, she gives him her number. Dalton drives off, lost in thought, reflecting on his past as a professional fighter. Seemingly depressed, he does the unthinkable, driving his car onto the railroad tracks right in front of an oncoming train.
Maybe not.
When he changes his mind and tries to get out, the car won't start. After a few tense moments trying to get his rusty piece of junk running, the train smashes into the back half of the car. Dalton escapes with barely a scratch. With no other options left, he calls Frankie. Dalton arrives in a small town called Glass Key, where he meets Charlie, a teenage girl who runs a bookstore with her father. They're both kind and a bit surprised to hear he's there to fix the mess at the roadhouse.
She told me it was a roadhouse, but she never told me the name.
It's just the Roadhouse.
Oh, so no name. Kind of. It's the roadhouse.
Charlie and her dad point him toward the bar. Dalton finally makes it to the roadhouse. As soon as he walks in, Billy the waiter recognizes him right away.
I know who you are. Would Dalton. Big fan, man.
The place is calm for now, and Dalton even mentions how peaceful it feels. Laura, the barista, just laughs. She knows that calm won't last long. Sure enough, a fight breaks out that night. Bottles and glasses go flying. The live band is protected by a safety net, separating them from the chaos. But Dalton just quietly watches from a distance. Soon after, a biker gang rolls in, harassing customers and bothering the women. Billy steps in to defend a girl, but they start threatening him. Dalton intervenes, trying to de-escalate things peacefully. As tensions rise, he asks the gang to step outside to talk. The gang leader, Dell, refuses.
Those are your bikes out there, right?
Yeah, mine's a red one on the right.
So Dalton goes to knock over their bikes, forcing them to follow him outside. Outside the bar, Dalton gives them a chance to leave peacefully. He even jokes, asking if they have insurance and how far the hospital is.
Like, you have medical insurance? Your coverage good? Like, you have dental? Hey, Frankie.
Yeah.
Is there a hospital nearby?
Literally, who gives a shit? Shut the fuck up and fight, ass.
Mo, the only gang member who seems to have a shred of humanity, starts explaining hospital directions.
About like 25 minutes, I'd say, like depending on the traffic, what time of day.
Mo, shut the fuck up.
Dalton begins slapping the gang members one by one. When they try to fight back, he responds with hard punches, breaking one guy's nose. Again, he offers to call it a draw.
Let's call this a draw. What the fuck's a draw?
It's kind of like a win, man.
Like I win?
It's a tie, Dale.
Yeah, like we win together, you know?
But Dell refuses and ends up getting knocked out.
Oh, I think I broke my arm.
I definitely broke your arm. But the good news is the hospital's only 20 minutes away.
Okay, I said 25? God, I don't think I can ride like this.
Hey, Frankie.
Yeah.
You got a car I could borrow?
I do, yeah, but not for them.
Oh, come on, these guys need medical attention.
I don't give a...
Dalton borrows Frankie's car to drive the gang members to the hospital. While there, he even helps them with the paperwork.
Is that one in front of yours?
No, I just broke his arm.
On his way back to the car, a doctor stops him. She sarcastically thanks him for filling her ER with a bunch of idiots. His sense of humor catches her off guard and makes her smile. When she notices he's bleeding, she offers to help. While treating the knife wound, she asks if he actually enjoys fighting and how often he wins. Dalton admits
No one ever wins a fight.
when she offers to suture the wound, he refuses,
Why not?
saying it was his fault and he has to pay the price for it. For the same reason, he also turns down painkillers. Back at the roadhouse, Frankie gives Dalton his pay for the week. The staff is still buzzing about the fight, impressed by his skills. Dalton tells Frankie he's surprised by the beautiful view from the bar and asks why it's called the Roadhouse.
Why is it called the Roadhouse?
Well, I don't know. My uncle had a unique sense of humor.
Not wanting to stay in a motel, he mentions a nice houseboat he spotted nearby and plans to rent it. Frankie tells him that it's actually her boat and lets him stay there for free, though she warns him to watch out for the crocodile.
Also, watch out for the crocodile.
What?
I kid you not, it killed Chauncey last year.
Who?
The Dockmaster's Pomeranian. Oh, and heads up, my uncle named the boat too.
He settles into the boat, which is called The Boat. That night, he dreams of his past, his UFC career, when he was a contender for the UFC championship belt. In the morning, Laura wakes him up with breakfast. She mentions how the Roadhouse has gone through a lot of bouncers and hopes things will be different with him. Later, Dalton heads to Charlie's bookstore to use their computer.
Good morning, Dalton. Hey, Dalton.
Even there, people are already talking about his fight with the biker gang. While he's browsing, chaos breaks out at a nearby store. Some of the bikers from the night before are causing trouble again. Charlie grabs a bat and tries to step in, ready to defend her turf. The bikers just laugh, until Dalton steps outside. The moment they see him, they back off. Dalton returns to the roadhouse, and by now, it seems like everyone in town knows who he is.
Hey, Dalton. Frankie.
Yeah.
Was there like a town meeting or something? How does everybody know my name?
Yeah, that's just how it is around here, man. I mean, it's a Legazpi sort of island.
He tells Frankie he likes her boat, but had some strange dreams. She calls them
Boat dreams. They're rocking to the ocean. It'll mess all your sleep patterns and shit up, I swear to God.
Meanwhile, on a yacht somewhere, the villain who hired the biker gang receives the bad news. They tell him about Dalton interfering and how he ruined their plan to scare away the Roadhouse's customers and destroy the business. The boss, mid-shave, orders the barber to finish. Mo suggests waiting until they're back on shore, but the boss insists.
Mr. B, maybe you should hold off on that shave till we get the shorts.
Because, well, he's a tough man. Or maybe just dumb. Probably dumb because, of course, he gets cut. Furious, he punches the captain. Yep, definitely dumb, not tough. He orders the bikers to stand by and wait for further instructions. One of his henchmen suggests getting his father involved, but the boss refuses. Back at the roadhouse, another fight breaks out, this time over the music. Dalton sees an opportunity to teach Billy a few tricks. He points out a guy in a red shirt and tells Billy,
This guy's got a knife under his shirt. When he takes it out, you just take a big step back and pop him in the face.
piece of cake, right? Makes you wonder why thousands of people die from knife attacks every year, when all you really have to do is step back in time and counter. But surprisingly, Billy pulls it off. Eventually, Dalton decides to step in and do what he's paid for. He breaks the guy's wrist and tells Billy to handle the rest of the fighters. And despite being a waiter, Billy successfully does Dalton's job. Over the next few days, Dalton watches Billy doing the job for him and gives him a few tips on how to fight. Meanwhile, Dalton saves his own energy for his workout routine. He also notices that one of the workers, Reef, has scars on his knuckles. It doesn't take long for Dalton to figure out that Reef's a boxer. He decides to team up Billy and Reef, making them partners to help keep things under control at the roadhouse. That way, Dalton can kick back and relax even more. He watches proudly as his Padawans handle the action. One night, while helping a drunk guy out of the bar, Dalton spots the biker gang outside. They glare at him before riding off. That night, Dalton is haunted by another nightmare from his UFC days. He sees the same title fight, talking trash to his opponent and struggling during the match before jolting awake.
Poetries.
The next morning, at a local cafe, Dalton runs into Ellie again.
Nice haircut, Ellie. Really suits you.
I should have let that burst appendix kill you.
My hairdresser.
He starts wondering why everyone around here seems so aggressive. Ellie explains that in Glass Key, people have their own way of doing things. Loyalties and family ties run deep, and even the cops don't always do their jobs. Dalton and Ellie flirt, moving past just being friendly. After another week on the job, Dalton picks up his paycheck and heads back to the boathouse. On the way, he notices a car creeping up behind him. Suddenly, it speeds up and nearly hits him. Dalton dodges just in time, but the car doesn't stop. It reverses and slams into him. The truck ends up hanging off the bridge. Dalton sees Del, the biker gang leader, climb out of the truck with his girlfriend and run off, leaving Dalton and the truck to fall into the river. Dalton survives, but when he gets back to the boathouse, Del is waiting for him with a shotgun. He starts monologuing like a classic villain, but Dalton moves fast. He flips the table, breaking Del's knees, and tosses him into the water. Dalton tries to end things peacefully.
So you're gonna kill me now? Why would I kill you? Well, that was stupid. I'm just gonna go right back.
But that's when the crocodile Frankie warned him about shows up. Dalton tries to save Del, but it's too late. The croc's already having its meal. The next morning, the police are out searching for Del's body, but a local casually mentions that crocs like to hide their food.
Won't find the body. Crocs hide their food.
Didn't know that.
That's why no one believed me about Chauncey. My dog. Dan Croc got him too.
The same local says Dalton probably interrupted the biker gang's side business, which seems to be connected to drug deliveries. At the bookstore, Charlie shows Dalton a map of the harbor. There's no real reason to use the roadhouse as a dock for drug shipments. The surrounding reefs make it nearly impossible. As Dalton steps outside, a man approaches and flashes a gun tucked into his waistband. He tells Dalton to get in the car. His boss, Ben Brandt, wants a word. They start yapping and Dalton warns him. If he breaks his index and middle fingers, he won't be able to shoot. Then he demonstrates exactly what he means by snapping the guy's fingers and unloading his gun. Another man tries to intervene but stays silent, clearly too scared to mess with Dalton. Dalton tells him,
Tell your boss if he wants to talk to me, I work at the Roadhouse and I'm there every night. And your friend is gonna need a doctor now. But the good news is there's a hospital. It's only 25 minutes away.
Back at the Roadhouse, Dalton questions Frankie about why Del and his crew were so focused on her place. Frankie just shrugs it off, saying it's probably some territorial thing. Meanwhile, the guy with the broken fingers returns to Brandt and admits he failed. Brandt's frustration is growing. His whole plan is falling apart because of one skinny bouncer. Turns out, Brandt wants to tear down the Roadhouse and build a luxury hotel in its place. Then, Brandt's dad calls from prison. It's a prepaid call, but Brandt doesn't want to accept it, so he throws his phone into the ocean. And then, of course, this genius tells one of his guys to dive in and get it.
Go get my phone.
What is wrong with Ruthless Fighter jumps out of a window, fleeing naked from an angry husband after spending the night with his wife. And seriously, why the hell is he running away naked when he could have just knocked the guy out? Honestly, I think I know why. The husband probably came home with his buddy Habib Nurmagomedov.
I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy.
Knox gets a call from Brant's father, who wants him to come clean up the mess Brant made. Knox knocks out a street vendor to steal his jacket, then burns the entire market tent to the ground. I swear. Ellie surprises Dalton with her ex-boyfriend's fancy boat and takes him out to her favorite spot in the middle of the ocean, where she likes to picnic. She cracks open some cold beers.
You're not gonna find that guy's body. Crocs hide their food.
Do they teach that in kindergarten around here?
They do.
And during their chat, Dalton mentions his trouble with a guy named Brant. Ellie explains that Brant's family is filthy rich and owns a huge chunk of the land around town. She starts asking Dalton about his past, making him a little uncomfortable. He tells her she wouldn't want to know, but Ellie already found everything online and doesn't mind. Dalton finally opens up a bit more, and the two of them share a closer moment. Meanwhile, Knox rolls into town in a flashy sports car, blasting Dagestani rap. He parks his Ferrari in style, knocking over some motorcycles at Brant's place. He immediately starts bossing the gang members around, making it clear who's running the show now. When Brant shows up, he's shocked to see his entire crew cooking food and pampering Knox like he owns the place. Brant asks him,
Sorry, who the f*** are you?
Knox casually explains he was hired by Brant's dad, and that he has a message for him.
What is this message?
Also notices this crazy Irish dude has a full duffel bag packed with sticks of dynamite. Brant tries to calm things down, saying he doesn't even need Knox's help. They cannot just kill the bouncer in the middle of town. But Knox isn't buying it.
So if we're...
His chance to handle things on his own. Knox agrees, for now. Later, Ellie drops Dalton back off at his place, and at this point, the guy might as well be Wolverine. His knife wound is completely gone in just a couple of weeks, but two police officers are waiting for him. They want to bring him in for questioning about what happened with Dell. They take him to the docks where the sheriff is waiting.
Hell with them.
Means how things work in Glass Key. Everyone's like one big family. He offers Dalton a deal, leave town, or he'll find a reason to arrest him and arrange his assassination in prison.
I'd like you to leave here, my friend.
You don't want to be my friend.
Dalton mocks the whole setup, which pisses the sheriff off enough to kick him and nearly shoot him on the spot. That's when Ellie shows up, yelling at the sheriff like he's a bratty kid and even slaps him across the face. Dalton, still lying on the ground, is completely stunned.
Come on, Dalton.
Ellie drives Dalton away and explains everything. The sheriff is her father. He used to work with Brant's dad, but after Brant's dad went to prison, the sheriff started working for Brant. She pleads with Dalton to leave Glass Key to avoid making things worse. While all that's going on, Brant's men head over to stir up trouble at Charlie's bookstore. That night, Dalton returns to the roadhouse for his shift, and Brant finally shows up for a face-to-face. Brant knows Dalton can't be threatened or bought. He even dug up Dalton's infamous UFC fight on YouTube, the same one that haunts Dalton's dreams. In that fight, Dalton was going for the championship against his best friend.
You don't want to be my friend.
He won by knockout, but he didn't stop. He kept punching, even after his opponent was unconscious, ignoring the referee. His friend died because of it. That one mistake has followed him ever since. Brant stares him down and asks, almost mockingly,
Why don't you just stop?
Brant finally unleashes Knox, and the entire biker gang storms the roadhouse. Knox, looking like he's heading to a nightclub, swaggers in and loudly announces that the roadhouse is now his. He starts trashing the place, even snatching a woman right off her date's lap. Meanwhile, Dalton sits calmly at the bar, sipping his coffee like he's watching a matinee. Billy and Reef try to stop Knox, but he knocks Billy out cold. A bunch of big guys rush him, but Knox is like a damn Terminator. He wipes the floor with all of them. With the two bouncers down, a full-blown bar fight erupts. Dalton just wanted a quiet coffee break.
Dalton!
But Knox won't stop yelling his name. So finally, Dalton gets up to confront the Irishman.
Oh, hey, man. Good to see you. Dalton! What? It's about f***ing time! That's what!
The two start trading lines like stand-up comedians. Eventually, Knox headbutts Dalton, and the real fight begins. After a long, brutal brawl, they roll out of the bar. Dalton gets up calmly and walks away, while Knox stands there watching him, almost enjoying the challenge. And I've got to say, back at the boathouse packing his bags, Frankie shows up and apologizes for not telling him the whole truth. She begs him to stay and finally lays everything out. Brant wants to build a luxury resort. He already bought up all the land along the highway, except for Frankie's place. She's the last holdout.
Frankie, I told you from the jump, you should have hired that other guy. Try Carter.
Brant ran out of money and borrowed from some shady guys. If he doesn't pay them back, he's done for. Dalton doesn't seem moved.
Are you really that afraid?
Yes, I am afraid. More than you could ever understand.
Meanwhile, Brant finds out that Knox didn't kill Dalton. As Dalton's about to leave town, he sees firefighters in an ambulance parked near Charlie's bookstore. He learns that Charlie and her dad were rushed to the hospital. That's when he realizes this was Brant's job. Brant is going after the people he cares about. Can't hold his inner demons back any longer. Dalton heads straight to Brant's place and finds the man responsible for burning the bookstore.
So you got our little message.
I sure did.
When Dalton admits he was planning to leave, the man grins and says,
We finally scared you off, huh?
Not exactly.
Dalton dodges a sudden knife attack and punches the guy straight in the throat. As the man starts choking, Dalton explains that he just broke the highway bone and collapsed his trachea. He won't be able to breathe. As the man dies, Dalton tells him that a few people have asked if he's afraid lately. And yeah, he is, but not of them.
I'm afraid of what happens when somebody pushes me too far. Somebody just like you, because I know what happens next.
Dalton loads the body into a truck. Mo sees him.
Hey, man. I was just leaving. Turns out these guys, not as nice as I thought they were initially. I just like riding motorcycles, man, but it's really hard to do in South Florida without a group.
And, polite as ever, casually tells him that Brant is getting a big payout at Harvest Key at 5 a.m. Dalton grabs some ice for the corpse and heads to the island. Dalton tracks down a corrupt cop delivering the money for Brant and knocks him out. He finds a case full of cash, enough to live off forever. When the cop wakes up, he sees Dalton dragging the dead body toward the shore and firing the cop's gun into it. The cop panics, saying,
They'll know those bullets didn't kill him. I'll tell him it was you.
Dalton starts lecturing him about how concussions affect memory.
When you've been fighting as long as I have, you know the power of a concussion. A real whack can really knock the short-term memory out of you. Something about how it takes a memory a couple minutes to get to the long-term part of your brain. I don't know. Anyway, you and I have only been talking for about a minute and a half.
I didn't understand.
Then knocks him out with a tree branch. Then Dalton uses a payphone to call the police and the media, tipping them off that a cop just shot a man on the shore. Dalton prepares Knox's dynamite when the sheriff shows up. He tells Dalton that Brant has taken Ellie and will kill her unless Dalton returns the money.
I didn't take any money.
My deputy told me. You were talking some shit about short-term memory.
Oh.
Looks like the whole concussion plan didn't work after all.
Yeah, I did take it.
You need to give it back to him.
You told him I took it?
It doesn't matter. He blames me anyway. He thinks I'm lying. It was my deputy in charge of the goddamn money. If my daughter means anything to you, you'll help me get her back.
Dalton's skeptical, but just in case the threat is real, he agrees to meet with the cash. He grabs a boat right under the nose of Ellie's ex-boyfriend,
Hey, that's my boat, buddy.
Go ahead. You must be the ex-boyfriend. I'm just looking for the key.
who's also a cop. But the guy doesn't do much, so Dalton sails off without trouble.
I'll bring it right back.
Is living the dream, chugging coconuts and driving a car from a driving school. He carefully parks outside Brant's house and is surprised to find no one there.
Where the f is everyone?
Dalton pulls up alongside Brant's yacht and tells a young guy on board that he didn't bring the money.
You were supposed to bring the money with you. Brant's gonna be disappointed.
That's okay. I'll just tell him you took it.
In return, the kid lightly punches him. Then Dalton and Brant start talking about the yacht, about how hard it is for Brant to take over his dad's shady empire.
Where's my goddamn money?
Oh, I gave it to him.
Hey, calm down.
But Dalton won't say where the money is because Ellie isn't there, and the sheriff looks a little too relaxed for a man whose daughter's been kidnapped.
There's no kidnapping, the man.
Oh, double cross.
You actually believe that Ben took my daughter? We are partners, idiot.
Yeah, about that I did kind of take her.
What?
Ooh, another double cross.
What the f, Ben?
I wouldn't do that.
Dalton keeps cracking jokes while Brant vents about how furious he is. When Brant orders his men to hurt Ellie, that's when Knox appears on the horizon.
I got this psycho again.
Do not let that maniac on the boat.
Dalton creates a distraction by blowing up his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend's boat. Then, for bonus points, he teaches the kid how to throw a proper punch. Dalton starts knocking out Brant's men and goes looking for Ellie. Meanwhile, she's already breaking the cabin window from the inside as the yacht sinks. By the time Dalton finds her, water rushes in and they both get flushed into the ocean. Dalton ends up fighting a guy in the water, while Ellie swims to a nearby boat, only to find Brant already waiting. He grabs her and heads straight for the roadhouse to destroy it himself. Meanwhile, Knox tries to run Dalton over with his boat. Dalton grabs onto the side and climbs aboard.
Looky here, our own little octagon.
What? Who taught you shapes?
Just as Knox is about to land a hit, Dalton spins the boat, launching Knox off, but the guy manages to grab a rope and hang on. Dalton chases after Brant's boat, Knox dangling behind. Brant sees them coming and turns his boat to crash into Dalton, but Dalton leaps onto Brant's vessel just in time. As he recovers from the fall, Ellie tries to stop Brant, who's steering the boat right toward the roadhouse. Dalton joins the fight and knocks Brant out. He and Ellie jump into the water just as Brant crashes into the bar. Somehow, Knox survives the crash and swims to shore. He hijacks a car and speeds toward the roadhouse. Inside the destroyed roadhouse, Brant regains consciousness. Dalton walks in, ready to finish this. Brant grabs a fishing spear, but Dalton dodges and starts beating him down. That's when Knox crashes through the wall. Time for the rematch. They immediately go back to throwing punches and jokes,
Here's driver.
I'm so you roll.
continuing their stand-up routine in the middle of the chaos.
This piano's out of tune.
Sounds pretty good to me.
The fight is brutal, and credit where it's due, Doug Lyman moves with a rear naked choke, channeling to this time, Conor escapes and stabs him with a wooden stake. Just as Knox is about to stab him again, Brant yells, ordering Knox to kill Dalton. Annoyed, Knox turns his attention to Brant, finally fed up with being bossed around. That gives Dalton enough time to recover. As Knox tries to finish him off with another stake, Dalton pulls the one out of his own stomach and stabs Knox multiple times, like a straight-up Mortis the aftermath. Dalton tells her,
I'm sorry.
but sorry for what? For saving her? The sheriff shows up and tells Dalton he'll cover for him, but he has to leave town now. Ellie tells him to go too.
Go.
Though seriously, you're a doctor. Maybe stop the bleeding first? Anyway, Dalton limps out of the bar. A few hours later, Frankie is back inside the wrecked roadhouse. Still optimistic, she says they'll fix everything. In the final scene, Dalton's bus arrives. He says goodbye to Charlie while her dad, back at their burned down bookstore, finds a case full of cash. He runs to stop Dalton, but the bus is already gone.